When's the last time you wept for the lost? So when I was in high school and I became a Christian, I just started looking at all my friends differently that didn't know Jesus. I mean, it consumed me. That grief, that sorrow, that unceasing anguish that Paul talked about, man, that was me. I would cut class to tell people about Jesus. I mean, it's not that I didn't want to cut class anyways, but it's just I still remember, I'd get in conversations, I would just forget about class. This is bigger. I remember getting my high school yearbook when I was a junior. We got our yearbooks, and I just started thinking, these seniors that are graduating in a couple of weeks, I'll never see them again. And I just got on the phone. I just started calling every single one I knew. I go, man, this is going to be the weirdest phone call you've ever received. I go, but we kind of know each other. I just think we'll never hear from each other again. And I got to tell you about something that changed my life. And just start going through this. I remember being in junior college and it's just my passion for my friends. I remember trying to start a Bible study on campus and just thinking, I'm going to reach this my whole school. I got to see them. They're my friends. I love these guys. Man, I remember waiting tables. I remember waiting tables at this restaurant. And I don't know if you guys have ever waited tables, but you get so close to the other waiters and waitresses. You're just this little, clique. You get together and you complain about your customers. You complain about the managers. You just bond. And every night, I remember they would all go out and they all get drunk. And they would take me along so I could drive them all home. And I just remember just sharing with them. But I remember just one day having so much fun. We went to Six Flags and we just had a great time. I just remember coming home and just weeping and just begging God. I go, God, you can't let these people go to hell. I love Lori. I love Harmonic. I love Ron. You can't do this. Do something, man. I can't do anything for them. You say the prayer of a righteous man is powerful and effective. And I want all the sin out of my life. I want to be as righteous as I can. I just want you to hear me. I want you to save these people. Man, I've felt those times of this unceasing anguish. I'll never forget when my grandmother was dying, probably the most painful time in my life. She'd come in from Hong Kong. This is the woman that raised me for part of my life. I loved her and everything else, but she didn't believe in Jesus. She had a stroke, and they were waiting for me to get to the hospital before they turned off the machine, and she was brain dead, everything else. It was just me, my brother, and my grandmother in that room, and I just remember getting down, and just screaming in her ear in Chinese as well as I could, just trying to explain the gospel and saying, God, I know you can't just save her, you can't just let her into heaven, but I know she's supposed to be brain dead, but you can change that. Can you just get her to hear my voice? That's all I'm asking. Just let me share some of the things I never got to share and I wanted to share. And so I'm bawling. I'm just crying like a baby, grabbing her hand, saying, come on, Grandma, please believe. You were wrong. You were wrong. I'm telling you, this is the way to heaven. You gotta get it. You gotta get it. And as I'm sharing, I'm hoping like maybe she'll open an eye, give me some sort of sign, Lord. Maybe she'll squeeze my hand and just show me that you hear this message. And there was nothing. And you see that EKG monitor when it's going straight. And it's just man, I thought I was going to go nuts. There's the one time I wanted to take this book and just toss it. Because if I believe this, my grandmother was going to suffer right then. And then that it's been 20 years and it's been suffering that whole time. Are you kidding me? Man, and I want to erase these things. I don't want to think hard about the truth, about the wrath of God. I don't want to think hard about people like that. But those are the things that motivate us. Those are the things that motivated Paul. He goes, because I've got this unceasing anguish. I got to do something. And I remember as she's dying, my brother is in the room, not walking with the Lord. He just looks at me, And I just looked at my brother and go, listen, Paul, I don't ever want to see you like this. I don't ever want to see you in a hospital room wondering where you're going. You got to change your whole life. You got to give him your whole life to Jesus. I mean, not just this little prayer. I mean, you follow him. You seriously follow him. You need to turn. And my brother was like, gosh, I thought I believed until I saw you talking that day, and I realized I don't believe like you believe. And as I was sharing, he just looked at me, he goes, okay, I'll change. And I'm just thinking, you're just saying it. You're just saying, in my mind. But sure enough, a few weeks later, he goes, Francis, I literally, everything. I've changed. The girl is living with, that's all over with. I no more drinking, no partying, no nothing. He goes, I'm even driving the speed limit. You don't have to go that far, but it's just it really was that time. It really was, and then it was a couple years later, he goes, you know what, I think I want to be a pastor like you. I think I want to go to seminary, and I want to, and now he's a pastor in San Francisco and works with the homeless in the Bay Area, and he takes these home, it's just, it's everything you pray for, right? Because it's your big brother and you're always scared to talk and you're intimidated and everything else, but there's at that moment you're going, I don't really care. There's only one thing in my mind, and this is unceasing anguish for you. And that's what motivates us to talk. It's just this love.